Hello, anyone is here? I am just checking. I am in the group. I think I am. I think I'm doing it. Okay. I'll fix this camera up. I've had a little bit of a technical difficulty this morning. For some reason I couldn't connect in with my Zoom, so we have to do it old school, and I'm just working out what I am doing here. Okay, I think we're ready. So welcome to day one of Wake Up and Remember. So I wanted to create this program because I think a lot of people forget who they are, and I know I was one of those people who forgot who I was. I didn't know that there was so much more than living this life of, you know, just doing the everyday things, stressing out about money, working in a job that you weren't happy with, having, you know, arguments or unhappy sort of family lifestyle. And I got to the point where it was like, I've had enough. It's time to find out if there's something different, if there's something better. This can't be all it is. It has to be more. And luckily through our lockdown, we were given that time at home and that space to really sort of dig in and find out more about ourselves, and that's exactly what I did. And that's sort of what led me to here, of course with other things happening as well, but I was on that journey of really trying to find who I was, and, you know, what's the bigger picture, what's the meaning of it all, why are we here, and, you know, sort of all those really big deep questions that really amaze me. That, you know, why don't more people ask these questions? Like, I don't understand why more people don't ask these questions, but this is why I wanted to create this program, because I thought if I create this program and I can start talking about some of these things, some people will, you know, really sort of look at their lives and look at their situations and think, maybe it doesn't have to be this difficult, maybe it doesn't have to be this hard or sad, or, you know, whatever it's feeling like, maybe it can be better, maybe there is something more I can do, maybe there is more out there, maybe there's other things out there, other people out there. And I just really want to, you know, get people start asking those questions, start sort of looking towards themselves and finding who they are, who they can be, and really get in tune with what they want and what they want to achieve out of this life. Because I don't believe it needs to be this horrible sort of cascading events that don't feel good and don't feel fun, and there's more of that uncomfortable and sadness happening instead of all these happy and joyous moments happening. So that's why I created this, because I thought I could talk about a lot of the things that I've been doing in my process of waking up and remembering. And, you know, they're words that people use. They're only just words, and I'm using them just for more of a spark of understanding of exactly what we're talking about. And I don't want you to get caught up too much about this waking up and things like that. It's more of I don't know, just being really curious and really wanting to know and find out more. So today I do have 3 things, at least, we'll see how we go, of what I want to share with you. And I'm noticing that my voice is really scratchy, but I was sick last week, so I'm hoping that it will last. And if it sounds really it's, for some reason, it's still healing, so we'll work around that. As long as you can hear me, as long as you can understand me, it's going to be fine. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is the human and soul connection. Now, what is that? What do you mean when you're talking about that? And I think when I was younger, it was a concept that we sort of understood. We heard people talking about it, and I grew up 12 years of Catholic schooling, so that's what we were taught, was the Catholic religion. Although, however, if you ask me now about any of it, I'm not going to remember any anything at all or any of the stories. Yes, good Catholic schoolgirl. But we've always had that awareness that we don't just have this physical meat suit. There's more to it than this. And because we live on Earth, and Earth is a planet, and regardless what else you know or understand, you know that Earth is a planet, and we are the humans, and we are residing on this planet. And you will hear people talking about that, well, this is our 3D reality. So the 3D, we will be talking more about this tomorrow, but briefly, this 3D portion of us is just this physical form that has length, width, and breadth. So we are a 3D animation. We have all different sides and we can move about. This is our human body. Within that, I believe we have a soul. And some people sort of imagine their soul in different places in their body, or whether it's encompassing their whole body, or whether it sits in certain parts of their body, but it's that etheric essence of who you are. And I'll be talking a lot more about the soul and the consciousness, but just for the human soul concept today, I'm just going to talk about it where some people will imagine it in their heart. They can imagine it as this little spark of light that sits here in our heart space, or other people imagine it sitting up in our pineal gland, which is in the center of our brain. So wherever you see it or feel it, whether it's your whole body or in these other places, it's that beautiful glowy light, everything essence of who you are on a bigger scale. I believe that our souls are all connected, and that we are all part of an existence of oneness. You will hear people talk about unity consciousness. It doesn't matter what words you use or what you want to believe in, but I do believe that our soul is connected to everyone and everything else on an energetic level. But we do talk more about that later on as well. But that soul essence of who we are, and then combined with our mind. So we also have our brain, which does all our thinking. We have our conscious and our own subconscious, which is programmed and operates based on the skills that we learn, the experiences that we have, and all the things that we listen to and pull in and take on as our own. So together, the three of those things, and you will hear about people talking about the mind, body, and soul, and that's exactly what they're trying to represent on a sort of bigger global type scale, is that mind, body, and soul, and that's the mix of the three together which make up who we are. So all the work that we do sort of needs to really encompass those three together. And I talk a lot more about just the human soul sort of concept, but it is the three of them together. It is our mind, body, and soul, our mind, body, and spirit, whatever way you want to look at it. There is that union of the three together that we need to get to work together to, make our lives as wonderful as we can. So our soul can sometimes be not seen as much, not heard as much, not as forthcoming or representative out there for everyone to see. It can be hidden, it can be not even known about. If you're someone that, thinks that's a brand new concept of understanding that you have a soul and it doesn't make sense, you're not going to know that there's that soul essence part of you that is residing inside your body. So it's something that you're not going to focus on or look at or bring out, because it's something that you don't know or you don't believe is actually in there, or you don't understand the power that it has of, being able to bring your true existence out. And the whole concept of everything that I talk about and everything that I do now is using the soul and the human together in unison, so that we can really incorporate and balance the essence of both of them, because I believe that we are a soul having a human experience. So our soul is part of our infinite and complete consciousness, knower of everything, experiencing of all, combined with this human meat suit that we have. And whatever experiences and thoughts and beliefs and how our mind is working, we need to marry them together and make them work both together. When I first started my own journey, I thought that, I'm going to become so spiritual, and I can imagine connecting to my soul and sitting on the top of a mountain in perfect meditative state, just connecting to my higher self and being at one and at peace, like the monks. And this was the secret to spirituality. And yes, we can do that. Of course, it's amazing being in that state, but that's not what I'm here to do. I'm here to experience this human life, and I'm going to utilize my soul essence and the skills that I can use and gain from my soul self and incorporate it into this human and live the best human life that I can, not only for me, but for my children, my family, and the collective as well. So that's my goal in encompassing them all together in that beautiful way, so that they can really enhance the essence of our life and really sort of make us enjoy what we're doing here, because it's, and everything that I speak about always comes from me. I'm not going to come up here and teach you something from a textbook. It's always going to come from my own experience and my own beliefs. And part of my spiritual journey I learn as well is that your beliefs, ideas, or things that you believe in can change at any time. Every now and then I will get new information or hear something new, and it's like, oh, okay, now that kind of feels more true for me. So it's really interesting to see how that changes and how that reflects. But that's why one of the things that we're talking about that in a moment is about truth testing, which is energy testing, which is finding your own truth. And there are two things that, regardless of everything else that I talk about or believe in or do, if there's only two things that you can do, it is your truth testing, energy testing, your yeses and nos. That's all encompassed in one. And learning how to connect within yourself. And I use heart coherence breathing technique. And if you can do those two things, I think everything else can fall into place. And excuse me, I am a keen advocate for people just to learn those two skills. If you just have those two, everything else is magic. Even though there's a million things that we can do, and tools and techniques, those two to me are the most important. So we're going to talk about heart coherence first. Now, you may have heard of it, you may not have. It is actually, it's a type of breathing. I learnt through the Heart Math Institute, which did some studies, and they found that, we have always believed that the brain is in charge of this human. This brain, it's the motor, it's the computer driving everything that's going on. It's the one that's sending the signals. It's the one telling us what to do. It's the one reacting when it needs to. But they did some research, and they now found that it may not be the brain that's in charge. It's actually the heart. The heart is the one that's sending all those signals up to the brain, and it's telling the brain all the things to do. The heart is giving us the responses and the vibrations and all the information we need to move forward with our life. And it is giving us excuse me, all the answers that we need. It's giving us all our feelings. It talks to us. It talks to the body. It's the one controlling the show. And I know that I don't talk about that much yet because I think it's only pretty fairly new research, and we're not going to get started on the whole conspiracy theories of what we learned, but we will be talking about that later because I am going to talk about it, but not right now. But if you can believe that the heart is the center, and I do, because I use the heart to connect to everything. So for me, the heart is where my soul is. The heart is where my love sits. The heart is the point that I use to connect when I'm connecting to the earth and, you know, to above. It's the center of everything. It's the feeling of everything. And I know that we use that word love as a ultimate feeling and, you know, something that we all strive for and we all want, but when you're in full coherence with it all, in that whole heart coherence, it's like we're going to describe it as a loving state or a feeling of pure love, but there's no other word that we can sort of add to it. And we use that word love for so many things, like, you know, it's, I love this pen, or, you know, I love this person sitting next to me, or, oh my God, I love that. That is so cool. And we use that word for so many things. And I think sometimes it can lose its potency when we're sort of describing this beautiful etheric feeling that we have of pure connection. But because it is a universal word and everyone understands for what it means, that's what I'm going to use as we sort of talk about it. So because if the heart is the essence of our connection, and I don't even know how I stumbled across it, but of course the universe gives us exactly what we need and when we need it. And I started learning about the heart coherence breathing technique, and it's so simple. It's just, we make spirituality and healing so difficult, and it doesn't need to be. And I'm only saying that after coming through it and making it all hard and doing the difficult things, but we can really make it easy. And I've heard people say that, and it's like, oh, you can't. But it can really be easy. So when I first started doing the heart coherence technique, which is literally just breathing into your heart, there was this moment where everything sort of shifted and everything sort of fell into place, and it was like, oh my God, what? Now I get it. Oh my goodness, I get it on so many more levels. Like, there was this etheric moment where it took me away to that feeling of ecstatic love, acceptance, oneness, all encumbering perfect moment. And it was like there was this switch where I was doing all these things and I was working towards working on myself and getting to these spiritual levels that I wanted to achieve. And it was just like this huge big switch just switched on. It was like, oh my God, now it all makes sense. And from that moment, it was like, okay. And that's what really sort of trajected me forward into the place that I am now, and the knowings and the feelings that I have are because of that heart coherence. And all you need to do is breathe into your heart. Now, I tried lots of different breathing techniques, and I am a firm believer in using breathing for so many different things. It's great for calming you down. It's great for, resetting your nervous system. It's great for centering yourself. It's good for your insides. It's good for all your bodily functions. It's easy. It's free. You can do it anywhere. And there's so many different types of different breathing you can do, and you can use them all or you can use some. Like there's the holy fire breath, the fast ones. Then there's Wim Hof method. There's those 4-7-8 or the 4-4-4-4. There's so many different types of breathing techniques. So I invite you to look at different breathing techniques if you're looking for ways to connect more to yourself and to quiet that noise that you can get in your mind from all those thoughts that we have every day, and just make space for just sitting in that nothingness. And I can tell you, from someone whose mind still races like this all the time, it can be hard for me to sort of sit in quiet for a long period of time. So just use it like even in short bursts. Set aside 5 minutes, or 1 minute even, or half an hour, or do 5 minutes 5 times during the day, or whenever you do a certain something. So you could even set it up, okay, when I'm driving to work or to the shops, I'm going to do this type of breathing. Whatever it is, find something that works for you so that you can get that breathing in there somehow. Those moments where we just stop and take a moment and take it all in, and feel whatever we're feeling, and just let those things sort of subside. So with the heart coherence, what we do is, and what really helped me in the beginning, to breathe into your heart is different, whereas I was always breathing into my belly, and having those deep breaths, watching your belly expand, or having those deep breaths, watching your chest expand, and breathing it in and breathing it out. And with the heart coherence, because we're going to breathe into our heart, now you can't really see, but I found if you place something, I'll move back, in your heart spot. So even if you just put a heart, as if we got spare hearts flying around. Woo! Okay, so if you just put your hand on your heart, what I found, I like doing this. I don't know why. So my fingers in there like that. You can even do a prayer pose. You can do 2 hands. You can do nothing. You can hold something there. Whatever it is for you, I found that just putting my hands in there and being able to get my focus and attention to my heart, because I found that wherever my hands were, that's where my focus was going, because obviously we use our hands a lot. We use them for so many things, and they are like one of our leading senses that we use along with our eyes. So if I can place my fingers in my heart, and then when I'm taking my deep breaths, I am imagining that I am breathing all that air into this heart area. So it's like, and I am a firm believer of breathing in through my nose and out through my mouth. It's something I've always done, and I feel like I'm breathing in that beautiful fresh energy, and then I'm releasing all that stagnant old air energy. So that's how I do my heart coherence. And you can do the longer breath you can do, of course, it's so good. So I'm just doing it quite slowly, because I don't think you want to watch me breathe for 20 minutes. But just start having those really slow, intentional deep breaths into your heart and out through your mouth. And when you're breathing in, we are breathing into that heart space. And I want you to try and do that a few times in a row. And I think when I first did it, it probably took me about 5 minutes, and I was able to get to that. It's like sitting on a cloud space. It's like, so practice breathing into your heart, breathing into that heart space. If thoughts and sounds start coming into your field or into your mind, just let them go on past. Don't give them attention. Don't feed into them. I know it's going to be difficult, especially if you're just beginning. It is quite difficult to sort of really center yourself, because you'll start, having a couple of breaths, and then it's like, oh, I've got to put the washing on. Oh, did I do that? Oh no, you know what we should do? Just let them fly. Oh, what's that not? Oh my goodness, I forgot to do this. And your mind will consistently do that, but just try and bring it back to your breath. So if that thought comes in, just sort of let it pass, and then focus back into your chest. Focus back into that heart space, and bringing that beautiful, fresh air or energy into your body, and we're releasing all that old and stagnant energy. And what I found is, once we start doing that, and the more we start doing that, we get to that cloud-like state I was just saying before. It's that state of peace and calm and being at one. And try and sit in that. Once you get to that moment, try and sit in that. Just sit in that for as long as you can hold it. Even now, sometimes I can only do it for short spurts, because it's like my mind is racing, wanting to do other things as well. But I often try and do this throughout the day as many times as I can. I even have, it's an actual little tool that you attach to your ear while you're doing this heart breathing technique, and it goes on an app, and it shows where my coherence sits, and it can actually physically show you that the longer that you're doing it, how long you can actually sit in that coherent state. And it gives you that really good incentive to keep going. And then you can see how you can sit in it, and then it's like, ugh, I'm way off. That's like, oh, that's right. All my thoughts just came flooding in, and I let them take over. Okay, let's go back to where we were. And it's a really good little tool. But honestly, even without the tool, you're going to feel that centeredness, that calmness, that oneness. And I really invite you to give it a try, and give it those moments you can, because there will be a point where it just flicks over and switches, and it's like, oh my goodness, now I can feel it. And just sit in that. And once you sort of get to that nice calm state, after a couple of minutes, whatever it's going to take for you, just sit in the nowness. I don't know if that's a word, but the nowness. Just sit in that and allow intuition to come in, allow ideas to spark. And of course we're going to get every day's pop in, but there's going to be these little intuitive little hits that are going to come in as well. And when you're in that state, you can also ask questions. So if you were considering doing something different, or you weren't sure about how to move forward in a certain area, or something that you weren't sure if you wanted to do or not, when you're sitting in that state, just ask, should I take this job? And see, just listen to what comes up, listen to the answers, see how it feels. If you keep doing this, you'll really get to understand the difference between that mind chatter and just those sort of egoic type thoughts coming into your mind, versus that pure love feeling that you're getting from being connected in your heart, from being able to do that breathing and get really into that space of that oneness with yourself and the oneness with your heart. And if you're like me, where you believe that that's where your soul essence sits, so see, my hands are still in there. If you believe that you are connecting right now to your soul and to your heart and to the center of everything, to the oneness of everything, to the knowing of all, you are really going to really start to tune in to some of that intuition or answers from your higher self that can come in. And if you're at the beginning of it, you may not know what is thought and what is real, but you just need to keep allowing it, keep sort of bringing them in and feeling them, and see what comes in. And we'll be talking next about truth testing. So if there are new ideas or answers that you have received or felt that you want to check into, we can then use some of those truth testing techniques to really sort of bring in those feelings and see if they are really true for us. And we can really sort of test in then and see how that coherent state excuse me, is working for us, when we are in this state where we are breathing into that heart and we are, you know, in that beautiful now moment, our heart starts sending signals throughout our body. It starts sending it to our brain. It starts telling the body, hey body, everything's cool. We're all good over here. Everyone just relax. We're not on high alert. There's nothing bad going on. Everyone just relax for a minute. And it does. It sends that signal to your brain, to your nervous system, to your organs, and I don't know all the science words of your system, but you know, your bloods, your skins, your air, whatever else is working there, and it just says it's okay. Everyone relax. And that's the part that gives you that coherence. That's the part that puts you into that state. And the more you can do that, the more your body can relax. And once your body can relax, you're going to be able to tune in better to your own mind chatter. You're going to be able to do things with more clarity and more feeling. Your body's not going to be in this state all the time. It's going to be cool and calm, and you're going to start being able to sort of handle things a lot better. And I can't describe it anymore unless you give it a go. And even if that's not the breathing for you, even if you try some other breathing techniques or use it in unison with others, it's really something that's really going to help you. And I really think it's a great tool that you can use now, you can use tomorrow, you can use forever, you can use for the rest of your life. You can, you know, create a routine, you can teach it to your kids, you can just do it everywhere. And I think that is a really great place to start in learning how to get that deep connection to yourself and give yourself the health benefits and also be able to help your mind. So I think it helps you in so many different areas, and I really invite you all to try it. So that's heart coherence. If you do have any questions, please let me know. I'm happy to answer them, or, you know, give you some more examples and some tools on how it works and other ways that we can use it. Now I'm just going to have a sip of water. My throat is still lasting, so that's good. I'm excited. The next thing we're going to talk about is truth testing. And truth testing, energy testing, whatever you want to call it, this is the other one of my number 2 tools of what we need in this world to survive going forward, what we need to really sort of make sure we're going in the right direction of who we are and who we want to be. And what we mean by truth testing, which is basically energy testing. So the way that we use the truth testing words, to me, because I believe we all need to find our own truth. For me, on my own healing journey, because, you know, I started finding out about spirituality, you know, 20 odd years ago. I diverted, went off the path, got married, etc. But, you know, we came full circle and we're back to the spirituality. So I had an understanding of it all. And I was one of those people that, oh my God, I need to learn everything. Oh my God, what is she doing? How's she doing that? Oh my God, how does he do that? Oh, how can I learn that? Oh my God, I need that. I need that. Oh, damn it. No, I need to learn all this as well. Oh, but if I learn this, then I need to all of this. Oh man, I've got to learn all of this. And I signed up for everything. I signed up for every course. And in a lot of topics, I actually ended up in 3+ courses of the same topic, so that I could really get it. I really got to learn it. If I study it, if I look at it, I can learn it. And then, yes, I'm going to be spiritual. I'm going to do all these amazing things. I'm going to have all these amazing skills. And you don't. And I know people said that to me, but I'm one of those people that needs to go do it first. I can't listen to you telling me something. So even me telling you this right now, you may be like me going, yeah, I'm hearing you, but I'm still going to go study this. I still want to go learn this. So I get it. But I am going to say it because, you know, maybe that little thought's going to be sitting in the back of your mind somewhere and you'll be thinking, maybe I need to truth test this. Which I've now found is that you don't need all that shit. Yes, it's great. I'm not going to say you don't need it all, because you still need to learn stuff. But I believe you don't need to get caught up in the way that everybody else is doing it. I surround myself with lots of different mentors, coaches, teachers, trainers, spiritual people, healers, whatever you want to call them, and they're all different. So in the beginning, I would follow one, and it's like, okay, well, I'm going to do this modality. Oh, she's talking about this now. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this. And, you know, even this first part that we did may have been great and was sitting really well with me. And I'm like, yes, I've got it. This is good. And then we move on to this thing. Okay, well, okay, I'll do it. And then you sort of get, and it's like, that doesn't really feel 100% what I'm really into or what I do. But she said it, so it must be cool, so I'll have to do it. And so I was doing that, and the more and more, and then I would go and find another mentor or another coach, and then they would teach me all these new things that, oh yes, I'm into that. Yes, I'm into sort of. Ugh, no, I don't like that. Then I go to the next person. Oh yeah. So all these people that I surround myself with, there's these little pieces of things that I fully embody. So what I found was I was starting to get really frustrated and struggle so much with trying to be who I was, because I'm trying to live up to all these expectations, because I'm looking at all these people, first of all, as being better than me, which is not. We're all equal, regardless of where you are. I was looking at them all, putting them all up on these pedestals, thinking, I have to be able to do all this stuff to be as good as them. I have to know all this stuff to be as good as them. And what I have now found through all that process of stressing myself out and finding I couldn't do half that stuff, and I didn't believe half that stuff, was you got to find your own truth. Whatever is right for you, whatever is true for you, is always right. That is all you will ever have. And I will say this over and over and over and over again, but if you're like me, you're not going to listen to it or understand it until you go through it. And finding your own truth is you getting your own yeses and nos to everything. Whether it's you need to take a new job, whether you are connecting to your higher self or some galactic being, whether you want to eat certain food, you need to find things that you believe in. Whether you believe in that we had dinosaurs in this planet, whether you believe that aliens come and abduct people, you find your own truth, and whatever your own truth is, it is 100% correct for you. And it doesn't matter if the whole world thinks the opposite of what you're thinking. It doesn't matter. It is true for you, and that is all that matters. And I was finding so many people that were telling me, oh no, you're doing this wrong, you're connecting with yourself wrong, or you're not doing healing properly, or your shadow work's not right, that's not how you do it. And it's like you can't tell me how to do shit. Like, and I know that sounded like, oh, look at me, I'm so good, I'm doing it all myself, but it's your life. You are number one. You need to find your own truth. You need to find the tools, the modalities, the tips, the beliefs that are all yours, not what someone is telling you to believe in. Yes, keep your mind open and listen to everything. Keep that mind aware of what people are believing, what people are saying, what people are showing us, and then bump it up against your field. Find out if it's for you or not. If it's not, send it back. If it is, hold on to it. And that's why my thoughts change all the time. Like, I could be saying, yes, pens are really good, blah, 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 blah. And then someone will say, oh no, they're made of this poison and they're emitting all these pollutants in the air. And then I will test that. And, maybe I'll test it against my body. And my body will go, I don't like you using pens. Go use the pencil. And I'll change. I don't like this pen anymore. So that's what finding our truth is. So by doing that, by finding our own truth, is by testing anything up against us. And because we're energetic beings and we are all connected, and this whole world and everything that we live in is energetic vibrational frequencies, we can actually truth test or energy test our responses to the things that are coming into our field. So there are lots of ways we can do that. Our body has its own natural ability to be able to truth test or energy test things that you have questions to. So I'm just going to show you some of the techniques. One of the ones that's pretty easy to use, and I use this one probably more for food, because yes, you can truth test and energy test food. So you actually use your body to see which way it's going to move. So if you stand sort of with your feet apart and just say we're doing food. So if I was holding a banana or something, I would hold it at my stomach when you're still on the food, and it would be like, hey body, is this banana good for me? And it would either lean backwards or forwards. And for me, a forwards is a yes and a backward is a no. If you were going to do something like that, you would test it first. Do something that you know you like or not, so that you can really sort of set that boundary, or that normal scale of what your standard yes or no is. Like, even do it without a food. So just sort of, you know, if you're standing still saying, you know, is my name Anna? And see what your body's doing. See my mind starting to come forward. Or, you know, my name is computer, and I can feel my body go back. So your body will naturally do that. So I would love to see you go try some of that. Go test it out on all different things so you can really get a feel for it. Sometimes I find though that my knees will lock into place, and then I start doubting myself. I mean, oh no, I'm making it move forward. So that's why they have other ones as well. There's also some different finger energy testing you can do. So there's one where you can put the two fingers together and you create your yes or no. So you can say, is my name Anna? And look, I can't pull it apart, right? Is my name water bottle? And it's letting me pull through. You can also do it this way. Is my name Anna? Oh, I can't push my finger. Is my name pencil? And it's sliding. It's saying no. So try that out with a few things. There's heaps of different ones. You can also do, I've seen ones do them with their hand on their leg and their little finger goes up or down with yes or no's, which is really fascinating. The other thing you can do if you don't trust that and you don't trust your body, and I'm going to show you another little test in a minute, is to use things like pendulums, dowsing rods, you know, the little rods that cross over. I do have some somewhere, but I'll just quickly show you the pendulum as well. And I know some people who aren't sort of on their own spiritual journey and stuff, we're thinking, like, I know I used to, oh my god, the pendulum, that's for witches, that's just witchcraft and spells. And it's not. It's like it's not. See, that's thoughts, coding and beliefs. Don't believe any of that. Remember, we're finding your own truth. Actually, if you think that pendulums are related to being a witch or practicing witchcraft, etc., I invite you to truth test that and see if you get a yes or no. But I'm just going to quickly talk about what a pendulum is. Now, I have a few. This is one of my favorites at the moment. But you can basically use anything. So as long as it has something weighty on the bottom and, you know, like a string or something, and something you can hold up top so it has some weight, so it can sort of do its little swing thing. You can use necklaces, strings, rock, whatever you like. So basically you are going to ask your pendulum to show you what yes is. So my yes is always a clockwise circle, and then I can ask it what a no is, and my no is always a forwards and a backwards. You can also ask it to do a not sure or rephrase question, but we won't do that now. I have seen other people who actually tune it. So instead of just asking it what is their yes or no, they will say this is a yes, and you will be telling it, and you'll be saying, okay, this is a no. And then so we're just going to do the same thing as you do with your energy testing. So we're just going to say, you know, is my name Anna? Let's see, it's slow. So it's saying yes. And if I said, you know, is my name Pencil? See, it's going backwards and forwards. It's saying no. So you can use that to test things out as well. I will just quickly say, I don't think I have another one, but sometimes if these aren't ready to work with you, they're going to start, see if I can, it's going to start doing like this weird thing like that. And it's not in a vibrational match with your energy or your body at that time. And that doesn't mean it's going to be forever. It's just right at that moment. It's like, not today, my friend. So keep an eye out for that. If it is doing this weird wobbly thing like that where it won't move, it's not going to work with you. Excuse me. So when I know mine's going to work, you can put your hand under it. It always does this. This is what it does when it's going, hey, I'm ready. And that's what it does. So you can use a pendulum, use a string, use energy testing, use the swaying, use dowsing rods. There's so many other ways that you can do it, but it's really you getting in tune with your own yeses and nos, and I use it for everything. We can even use tarot and oracle cards. You can use so many different tools, but we don't know until we try them. So even with this truth testing or energy testing that I'm talking about, you could actually truth test it and ask, should I be using this, and see what answer you get. But I just want to also quickly show you that another way you can do it is practicing saying statements or sentences and seeing how your body reacts to it. So instead of doing the energy testing, you can get really tuned into your body and the way your body responds by getting quiet. Like, just say you went and did that heart coherence technique and it's brought you back into this beautiful state, and then you can practice saying, I love chocolate, and see how your body feels. It's hard sometimes if you have a lot of noise and you don't have a lot of tune, but when I say I love chocolate, it's funny, I get this slight tightness kind of like coming up through here, and I can feel indigestion sort of brewing up in my throat. And I'm one of those people that likes chocolate sometimes. Not a big chocolate, I'll eat it, but it's not like, oh my god, I need chocolate, where is it? But if I said, what's something I don't like, what's something I do like, I like porridge. See, because I love porridge or oats. I felt my stomach just go like that. Or if I said, like, okay, you can even use it for is my name Anna? My name is Anna, and I can feel a lift. My name is Pencil. But see how my body went down? It's like, nope. So you can even get really tuned into your body to start to notice those little subtle moments and differences for when you're asking those questions. But of course you need to start asking with some of those easy ones and practice, and do it with everything if you really want to get in tune with it. Do it when you're going to eat, do it when you're going to go somewhere, do it when you're going to do a chore or a job or something. Just start asking those questions and butt them up against your field. Like, I'll ask you 2 questions now, and I want you to sort of tune into how that's sort of feeling. So if I said to you, the earth is flat, how does that feel to you? How does that feel in my body? See, I get this trickle. It's weird, this question. This is why I like asking it. And then if I said to you, the earth is round, I get the exact same feeling. So I know a lot of people believe that the earth is flat. And of course, most people believe the earth is round. And even though I'm here right now preaching, telling you to find your own truth and find your own yes and no's, that is a question that I've been unable to get a yes or no to. I literally get the same feeling when I ask either flat or round, which is absolutely fascinating to me. And we will be talking more about tracking. I'm not sure what day, but they're the sort of things that I like to track and sort of really dig into. But ask yourself some of those questions and see how you're feeling so you can really feel the difference. And then really start tuning into your yes and no. So when you start learning new things or hearing people speak or listening to stories or the news, even try it up against the news. Ask questions and see what your yeses and nos are. Does this feel true for me? Does this not feel true for me? Does this feel more expansive for me? And this is how I get my own answers. This is how I moved away from listening to what everyone else was saying and thinking that I had to be like everyone else and believe in everyone else and do what everyone else was doing. This is how I moved away from it, because I tapped into my own truth. I tapped into listening to people say something and it's like, is that true for me? And it's like, no. Why are you holding on to it? Okay, I'm not. Let's get it going. And I will send it back. So in connection, those two techniques are the most important that I believe we can use, is being able to center ourselves to get us into that now moment, get us into that moment of clear connection, of clear oneness with our heart, our soul, and our human, and allowing those thoughts and that mind chatter to subside a little bit. Being in that, asking questions, listening for answers, and then encompassing that with our truth testing, where we are sort of butting up anything we hear with our yeses and nos. We are finding our own truths. We are finding, if this is a yes for me, is this a no for me? Do I need to believe this? No. Do I need to do this moving forward? Is this going to restrict me? Is this going to help me move along my path into a better way? And if it's a yes or no, you'll get these answers. And you know, even if you are starting to use different tools or using your body, you will find that you may use all different ones during the day. I know I do. I use my pendulum, I use cards, I use my body. I just ask basic questions, and I will do it throughout the day for anything. So I hope those two tools are going to be something that you're going to try. I would love you to try them. I invite you all to try them. Of course, butt them up against your own field and see if they feel good for you, and know that you don't have to do those tools. But if there is one tool that you can find that can help you center and become one with yourself and be in that beautiful moment, encompass with finding your own yeses and nos. And even if it's not these two tools, if you can find your way to find those two things, I think that is a beautiful foundational basis for you to start becoming who you really are, and to really get more connected to your own self and your true self, and really make that those projection and those trajectory choices that are going to lead you in exactly the right direction. And I think we're just about at the end of day one. I did also want to share with you quickly today, I am also starting 3 weeks of fun. I've called it Unlocking the Time Capsule, and my kids are on holidays for the next three weeks. So I've done up this little schedule that they used to when they were little, and they used to go to vacation camp, all these different activities we're going to do. 2 of the kids actually have holidays during these 3 weeks, so there is some, you know, exciting paid fun in there, but not everything has to be paid. Like, we can have so much fun being kids, and that's one of the things I've learned as I've done my truth testing, is finding that I really enjoy doing fun stuff. I really enjoy being weird and quirky, and this was part of my own journey of, you know, not only truth testing and finding that I don't need to be like everyone else. This was another layer of it, of, you know, where I was trying to do posts and I was trying to, you know, write like other people and do things in ways that other people were doing it. But I'm like, "Ugh, it's not really me." Like, you know, I had that whole mindset of being spiritual and being on my healing journey. I had to be centered and feeling my crystals and doing my meditation and cleansing my space. And yes, I do all these things, but we don't have to do all these things. And, you know, even though I can do light language and I do it all day, and we will be talking about that, I think, on the last day, and I can connect to other versions of myself, and I can center myself, and I can get answers from the universe and connect to the earth and things like that. I also like to sit in my car and, you know, listen to Limp Bizkit, or, you know, I like to skip down the aisleway, you know, at the shop. So really created and wanted to share this, excuse me, 3 days of fun, where we're going to do something fun every day. And today we're doing a little park excursion. And if you guys are listening to this and you want to join in, go to a park, go in your backyard, go do something that you normally watch kids do, and do it as an adult. I will be doing it. I will be going shortly after I finish this video. I will be swinging on the swings. I'll be going on the slippery slide, going on that spinny weird thing, walking on the weird stuff. I'll be doing it all. And I know I've done it before and I get weird looks, but I don't care, because when we engage in fun, guess what? We have fun. Our body relaxes. Our thoughts start to dissipate. We're not thinking about, oh my God, I need to do this. I've got to pay this bill. I've got to do this. It's like, we give our brain that moment to relax. We get into that creativity mode. We get to have fun with our hands and our body and move. And I have found when we engage in those fun things as well, that afterwards, everything that I need to be doing flows so much easier. I'm not sitting there going, okay, I need to do this, I need to do that, I've got to do this, got to do that. It's so much easier. It makes, I don't know, it just makes it so much easier. And I've noticed now, even since I've sort of brought this out and sharing with everyone, because I will be sharing our adventures, because I want everyone to enjoy this and I want everyone in the socials to be doing it. It's just, I wake up in the morning so excited. And even today, if you can't get out into a park and go do some fun stuff, like jump over the couch, like army roll from one room to another. And I'm leveling it for everyone, because if you really want to go over the top, I invite you all to skip everywhere. So when we're at the park, we will be skipping, we will be playing, and yes, excuse me, I will be enjoying all these things, and we will all be doing them together. So even after these 5 days, that will be continuing on for 3 weeks. So if you're interested in that, just follow me on any of my social media and you'll see what we're getting up to, because I'm posting it everywhere so we can fill the world with fun and laugh instead of all this doom and gloom and sadness and things like that. Now, tomorrow, same time, same place. Tomorrow we're talking about 3D to the 5D, which is my version. A lot of the things that I believe in are popular opinions. So, you know, people talking about this 3D to 5D and old Earth and new Earth. Well, I am going to cap all that and talk about it in the Anna way, and the way that makes it easy and right for me. We're also talking about the dimensions or densities, however you want to look at it. I'm also going to be talking about emotional alchemy, which is the foundation of what I believe is our key to really discovering ourselves. It's those emotions and those thoughts, feelings, beliefs, codings, values that sit on top of us, that hold us back from who we really are. And working on those things is going to help us be all that we are and become the beautiful, amazing, wonderful beings that we already are, but even better. So thanks for joining me today, guys, and I'm really looking forward to you tomorrow. And now I'm going to invite you all to have some super duper fun, because we are doing 3 weeks of fun, and I hope that you have a beautiful day, that you practice or try doing some heart coherence, and go tap into some of that truth testing. Go ask some of those big questions, little questions, anything you want. Try it out, and if you have any feedback or questions, just let me know. Bye.